Depression by Kate Sullivan. Depression is a serious mood disorder. It causes one to experience symptoms that affect how you feel, think, and handle daily activities. Prolonged periods of these symptoms must be present for depression to be diagnosed. Both genetics and life-altering situations can contribute to depression. It is normal to have feelings of sadness or grief or feel down. It's when these feelings are prolonged and don't seem to pass or heal on their own, that's when depression should be considered. Signs of depression can be characterized by a combination of symptoms that interfere with a person's ability to work, sleep, study, eat, and enjoy one's pleasurable activities. Some signs may include sadness, unexplained crying, changes in appetite, changes in sleep pattern, irritability, anger, worry, agitation, and anxiety. Again, these moods have to last for a prolonged period of time in order for depression to be considered. Once one has been clinically diagnosed with depression, it's time to take action. Many approaches can be taken to treat depression, such as medication, therapy, healthy lifestyle changes. Often, all work hand in hand with each other. Learning about different treatment options will help one decide what will be the appropriate approach. Not all people are affected in the same ways, so therefore not all treatment plans will be the same. Being as well informed as possible on all treatment options and then modifying them to meet your own needs is the best way to treat depression. Learning and figuring out the underlying cause of depression is the next step in getting help. If depression symptoms are due to another medical condition, that condition will first need to be treated in order to further treat the depression. Also, the severity of the depression determines what treatments will be effective. The more severe the depression, the more intensive treatment will have to be in place. Medication is one treatment option. There are many different medication options out there, so it may take a few tries to find what works. This approach may relieve some symptoms, but is not suitable for long-term effectiveness. Also, medications come with a lengthy list of side effects. Weighing out the signs of depression versus the side effects that may come with the medications will have to be considered. Another option to treating depression is therapy. Talking to a professional will give you the skills and insight to treating your depression. It can help to figure out the root of where your depression stems from, as well as ways to cope with what's causing the depression. Therapy can help you understand why you're feeling certain ways and how to retrain your brain to not think like that. You'll also be more in touch with what triggers your depression and how to prevent encountering those situations. Talking with a trusted therapist can give you great feedback and positive ways to handle everything life has to offer. Another great way to treat depression is exercise. Exercise can be just as effective as medication. Exercise triggers the growth of new brain cells and connections, just as medications do, except without all the side effects. Exercise boosts endorphins, serotonin, and other feel-good chemicals in the brain, thus having a better, happier outlook. Along with exercise, it's important to eat well, balanced meals to keep your energy level up and minimize mood swings. Sleep also has a huge impact on mood. When you don't get enough sleep, it leads to irritability, moodiness, sadness, and fatigue. All these in time can lead to you feeling depressed. Depression can have both short and long-term effects. The hippocampus, which is near the center of the brain, is responsible for releasing a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is released during times of stress and depression. When excessive amounts of cortisol is released, it causes a chemical imbalance in the brain. These chemical imbalances are what lead to depression. When too much cortisol is released for a long period of time, it slows the production of new brain cells or neurons. It also causes the hippocampus to shrink. This leads to memory problems as the hippocampus is what stores memories. The amygdala is the part of the brain that is responsible for emotion. People with depression have an enlarged amygdala as a result of exposure to high levels of cortisol. This enlargement can lead to disturbing sleep patterns and activity levels. It also causes the body to release abnormal amounts of hormones and other chemicals, which can lead to other complications. A more serious problem with depression is that it can cause one to have suicidal or homicidal thoughts or actions. Depression is a very serious mental illness. It's important to get the help needed to understand and cope with feelings of depression.